Welcome back to the channel, guys, and another video. Today we are doing an open cup acrylic pour, but it's going to be something a little bit different. I was suggested to try a different type of technique, and that is what we're going to do in this video right here. I have no idea what's going to happen, but we're going to find out together. Let's get into the video. If this is my first time meeting you, my name is Johnny from JMO Painting. We do everything related to acrylic pouring on this channel. Today, we are doing a traveling open cup acrylic pour. And these are the colors that we're going to be using. We have titanium white, we have an aqua green, we have a dark, beautiful blue, violet, and crimson. The base coat is going to be a black base coat. There's no silicone in the base coat at all. The other colors have 1 to 2 drops of my coconut oil hair serum. And with that, we're going to start pouring on this canvas. I'm going to try something a little bit different. So I'm going to put a little bit of the silicone on my fingertip and kind of go along the inside rim of this cup before I set it down and start pouring the colors into it. I want to see if that helps with like cell generation. I think it will, but it's something I've never done before, so I'm excited to try it because it's new. All right, so we'll put down a little bit of black. I'm gonna show you guys about how much I'm putting on my finger. See, not that much at all, really not. And then I'm just gonna go around the inside rim. And since we already have the base coat on, that little bit of oil should not affect the paint getting rejected off the canvas at all. But with that, let's do this. I'm excited. I've recently started falling back in love with canvas work because it's been so long since I've done anything on a canvas. Alright, so the paint consistency is about, as you could see, between 0 and a 1 second trace. It doesn't really create a mound, and it kind of just sinks right back down. So how's everybody doing this wonderful day? I hope everybody's doing wonderful. Now, as you can notice, I'm doing thinner layers, and I'm not letting the colors churn too much because I don't want to have a bunch of mix. I don't want the colors to blend too much because I have some colors that if they blend too much, they will make mud. And the colors are already going to kind of mix a little bit once they go underneath the rim of the cup. So we're not trying to do anything crazy. I'm surprised I haven't had to chase my cup around yet. But I see that will be in my future. More than likely. It normally is in my future to have to chase these cups around. But that's fine. Ooh. We already have some cells coming up. Nothing really pronounced yet. But that's definitely a multicolored cell right there because it's got that aqua green, the dark blue, and that light blue must be that white combining with it. But I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. We already got some cells starting to come up and we have just begun. But yeah, that looks nice. Now one thing I did too in the past is I'll kind of hit this with a heat gun. Accomplishes 2 things. It'll pop the bubbles and it'll also kind of heat up that silicone a little bit to kind of assist it, the silicone, with creating cells. As you can see, there's little tiny cells popping up everywhere. Now I don't know if that's because of the silicone in the paints, or maybe it's because of the small amount of silicone I put around the rim. Kind of hoping that had some kind of effect. I think it will. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna hit this with a heat gun right now, because all these tiny little cells they're making me curious as to what's under there. Look at that big cell popping up right there. So we're kind of popping any bubbles there are, and also making that heat react with that silicone, push the colors through the base coat so they rise closer to the top. That's a crazy looking little cell right there, though. That one right there, it looks crazy looking. You looking at me all kinds of crazy? Oh, I already used white. Okay. So white. I want to put a dark blue in there. But yeah, it's been kind of a long week. I've had a couple different markets to go to. Everybody seems to love the coasters. Not so many people love the artwork, or the canvas work, I should say. But I guess that's life, right? I mean, I know the coasters are a much more practical item to have in your home, but not many people are wanting the canvas artwork on their walls, which it's okay. More for me. Oh. Now, can you see right here how the colors they're starting to roll under? If you have that problem, take some of your base coat. As I remember, I told you guys there was no silicone in the base coat. So, and just let it meet. Try not to pour directly on the cells. Just pour enough to where it gives enough for the paint to slide on. So the cells won't be rolling under. They won't continue to get distorted. Yeah, these are looking pretty wicked. I love that cell right there. I don't know what to say about that one. It's a pretty interesting looking one right there. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun this week. Getting to interact with people, make new friends, find people with common interests. There's so many people out there that have seen acrylic pouring, or they're interested in it, but they just don't know where to begin, and I love having those conversations. Like with people in real life, it's awesome. Because you can see the excitement when like they're talking about artwork, and you can almost see the passion coming out of them. It's really cool. But it's just awesome. Get a little bit more of that aqua, because I'm not seeing too much. And the aqua that I am seeing is kind of being overshadowed by that red. Oh man, look at the gradients coming through. I love that. And the white is a little bit heavier of a color, so it will sink down into the color you put it on, so just be aware of what colors you're putting it on. Or if that's not an effect you want, try to layer it a little bit lighter. But white is normally a much heavier color anyway, so it's going to tend to sink down into the other colors. I try not to use too much black, because black will take over. And this has no silicone in it, but I am going to add just a small amount, because I do want to have some kind of black lacing going on. But yeah, it's almost looking like an eye, which is cool. So we're going to use the heat gun again. Kind of see what happens with that silicone. There we go. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That looks really nice. Go around the edge with that black paint, kind of pop some of those bubbles a little bit. That looks really nice. I like that. Whoa. That's crazy looking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let some of that slide. Just some of it, right? Trying to maintain the cup where it's at. Yeah, that's cool. I like it. Alright. Let's get some of these. Now see, around the rim you can see some of that really dark black is showing a lot more than it was. I'm going to start letting some of these colors churn through. We're going to end up with some greens and some violets, some lighter purples probably, and maybe some darker purples too. This process is just so therapeutic. Plus you probably already hear like the birds in the background. I got the garage door open today because it's a little bit warmer. Grateful that summer's coming. Thank you, North Carolina. I really appreciate that. Alright, got a little bit of white. Let's get the rest of this stuff going on in there. There's not enough paint in the cup to actually churn through that white, but that's okay. That's okay. I am really liking the way this is looking. That white adds a little bit of like a pop to it, which I think looks amazing. So we're going to be careful with this. But we are gonna create like a swipe effect, right? And now before I start tilting and stretching, I do want to warm it up in the center. Get some of those cells to start doing their magic. Yeah, girl, that looks great. I really like how the white is reacting in there. That looks amazing. Amazing. I love it. So I love it right now. Let's see if I'm going to love it once I tilt it. Now, I love some of this stuff that's going on these outside edges, but I know that I'm going to lose some of that, which is okay, because we activated the silicone in the center, so those cells are going to continue to open. But I think I'm going to start by going slowly to this corner over here. Now, I'm okay with some of that paint on the corner rolling under. I'm okay with that. But I just want to get it to the edge. I'm going to have to make an abrupt movement towards the edge, unfortunately. And then we're going to bring it down to that corner. And PSA, all that paint that's on the table right there on the plastic, I am going to use that for jewelry. Once we're done, oh man, look at that. Once we're done, I'm gonna swipe through it and Okay, this is doing something I did not expect. So it's almost looking like a puddle pour more than an open cup. But there are cells forming within the lines like that, so that's cool. Yes, please. I like that. Alright, so we're gonna have to do another kind of abrupt one. I want to save some of that. So this is totally different than I was thinking it would be. And I don't love it, but it's not bad either. Alright, so let's bring this to the corner and get my hands a little bit. Alright, so to the corner, and then we're going to bring it back. Yeah. Alright. So I'm going to swap out these gloves so I don't get a bunch of crazy colors all over the place. Because I want to, again, I'm going to hit it with that heat gun again. And since we thinned out the paint, it should open up a bunch of little cells in there. You can see them starting to form already. Oh, wow. Okay. That's nuts looking. That's crazy. I was not expecting all these tiny cells like this. And it's making those little cells almost like the Minwax, but there is no Minwax in this. It is just that coconut oil hair serum and then the paint mixed to a 2-to-1 Floetrol to paint ratio. But yeah, I love that. That's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. There's so much little tiny things going on in this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you guys down and so we can all get like a better look at this, because there's just these tiny delicate little cells everywhere. And it adds like this crazy amount of depth to this. So let me bring you guys down. You see what I mean with these like really tiny cells everywhere. There's like cells within cells within cells. Really delicate color changes. And we maintained a bunch of the lines of color. So you can see where I was using red, or if I was using purple and white, like this spot right here, you can see really thin, wispy lines. Just really gorgeous. I don't know, I love this one. What do you think about this one?
If you want to watch another video just like this, click the screen right now and I'll see you there.